Keightley, the Billings Police Department, and the Billings Morning News. So this Ferguson, Missouri, outside of St. Louis, it's been going on, this shooting and rioting has been going on for like 10 days now. And I know they had a curfew, then they lifted the curfew, then they put the curfew back, and we're rioting and killing, and then they lifted the curfew last night, I heard.
Right.
And that didn't help.
And this is after we've given the local police and then the state police and now National Guard a shot at trying to quell these disturbances.
What are we going to do
here? I don't know. I wish I had that answer. If I did, I'd be much better paid and be working as a chief somewhere probably.
Well, let me pose the question to you, one that I was thinking of, knowing that you'd be coming in this week. When things like this happen outside of Billings and our locale here, Ferguson, Missouri, cop shooting a unarmed black teen and all the stuff that's gone with it. How does that impact the Billings Police Department, and when do you guys talk about things like that?
That's a good point. First thing that happens is cops talk amongst each other and, talk about how they would have handled it differently or how it could have been handled better. And so in that respect, it's kind of education for ourselves. And then the other side of that is that I think the average citizen sees that on the news and then kind of questions at some point, could that happen in my city or
Absolutely. I think about that. Absolutely.
Sure. And what would have happened if that would have happened here? How would it be different? That sort of thing. I will say that every city is different. Every case is different. Every shooting is different. And what happened in Ferguson, I won't even begin to try to say pro or con or anything. I will just say this. You got to have faith in the system to investigate it, to find the findings, and then determine what happened. Because until we get a coroner's inquest and all these other things to show, really so much evidence is going to be there, and we're going to get more and more facts that are going to come out. And as they come out, just as they did with the Trayvon Martin shooting down in Florida, all of a sudden there's going to be some things brought to light that maybe we didn't know about in the beginning.
That was the first case I thought of when this came out, was Trayvon Martin.
Right. That's one part of it. And then the other part of it is that the way people reacted there is not the way Billings or even Montanans would act here. If they had a grievance with the police department, I don't think that they'd go down and start breaking the windows out of the tire shop and looting in the middle of the night.
You would hope not.
I certainly hope not. It is, to say it's counterproductive is a huge understatement. It absolutely does nothing to help their side and only makes them look worse. And then on the other side, it only makes the government side kind of ramp up and escalate when maybe that's the wrong thing to do. So that's something that I pray and I really hope that we never see here, is that type of behavior from our citizens.
I was thinking this morning, again, knowing that you're going to come in for Billings beat, has there ever been any rioting of similar to what's going on in Ferguson and Billings?
No, not to the best of my knowledge. If it has, it's
way before our time.
So far distant history that we just don't know about it here. But I will say that the demographics and the economy and everything in the St. Louis area are very difficult. And even though Ferguson's not St. Louis, it's right on the doorstep and
right down the street.
And I've lived in that area, and I know for a fact that there's a lot of tension there because of the economy and because of a lot of different issues, racial tension, all sorts of things. So I will say that is a whole different beast than what we have here in Billings.
So do you guys have briefings with the Billings PD? So do you talk about things like this?
Yep, absolutely.
And Deputy Dunn and all that stuff?
And not only do police officers talk about it amongst themselves, but it's a good talking point for our sergeants to bring out, this and that, and, how our policy dictates we respond to different things. So just like when we were talking earlier about the pursuit, the way Great Falls did it or Cascade County is not the way we would do it here in Billings. And that's not to say they're right and we're wrong or vice versa.
Just different area.
It's just a different way that they deal with it, and they have different issues, and so do we. So I can't say that what they're doing in Ferguson is wrong. It's what they decided is the best course of action
for their area.
Yeah. So we'll see. It'll come out in the wash what really happened. You just have to give it time and have faith in the system.